नमस्कार सभी को। आज मेरे साथ सूरज प्रताप सर हैं जो कि असिस्टेंट मैनेजर कॉर्पोरेट रिलेशन अनुदीप फाउंडेशन से हैं। सर थोड़ा सा पहले अपने आप बारे में कुछ बताएंगे। प्लीज़ टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ सर।
Yeah, hi. So good afternoon everyone. My name is Suraj Pradhan. So I've been working with Anudip Foundation. It's been like more than 1 year, right? And my current designation is Assistant Manager for Corporate Relations. So what my job role will be, I'll be bringing placement opportunities for all the trained resources whosoever get trained over here in Anudip, right? So I'll be bringing placement opportunities to them. So when it comes to placement opportunities, so I would say there are like few pointers one should know, one must know, right? When the people are coming for the training, so they are from a different parts of the society. Some are from urban areas, some are from rural or semi-urban, right? So when it comes to corporate sector, ultimately they will have to get the job. Once they will just complete the training of like whatsoever courses it's been running over here. So they will have to ultimately eventually they will just have to pass on through the interview. Once they are appearing in any of the corporate companies, so they will have to set up their mind in that direction. So I would say, as per the courses what it has been running over here in Anudip, that is completely fine. But when it comes to the corporate companies or cracking the interviews, so one should understand about the communication part. So that I would say uh, that is the most important thing in any of the students' life when it comes to training or getting their academics. So after the completion, they will sit in different interviews. Let's say XYZ companies, right? So the most important thing they will have to undergo is interview, and once they will crack the interview, then only the company will entertain them for the joining and other formalities. So if I just talk about the communication, so it plays a very important role in the interview thing. In practical scenarios as well, when it comes to conversating with the different people or interacting with the different people, so communication plays an important role. But when it comes to corporate sector, so I would say English plays an important role, because what they need is that one should be very much confident in terms what exactly they are presenting. If they are trained into different courses, so one should be able to present what exactly they have done, right? So I have been into this HR industry for more than 7+ years. It's been, so I had been associated with NLP services. It's like US MNC one of the, and again I have been working with Flipkart, and again like Cargill Food Search Private Limited, staffing organizations, right? So I have taken I have took plenty of interviews so far. So the basic challenge when it comes to taking an interview as a recruitment manager or as a recruiter, so when it comes to screening the candidates or taking their interviews and categorizing them over their skill sets and over the communication skills. So what being honest, what I judge is that if somebody, if I'm asking random questions or if I'm asking direct questions to any of the students or any of the interviewee who has come for the interview, right? So first I would check like how much confident he or she is, absolutely, and then I'll just check like while speaking, like while presenting him or herself, how much confident he is. If he or she is not that confident enough to give the answer, so then in there like that would be a kind of direct or indirect rejection to them, because whatsoever questions I'm asking, like they are not able to present themselves, they are not able to give the proper answers, right? So when it comes to interview part, so one should be able to give the answers, and comms wise they should be I mean they should be very much excellent. When somebody wants to get themselves into this corporate industry, so they should be very much confident about themselves, how they present themselves, at the same time how they communicate, how their body language is. And if I just talk about many of the students, when the interviewer is asking question in a specific language, let's say English, right? So if I'm asking, tell me something about yourself, or could you please brief me through your profile, right? So if they are just saying that answer in a different language, so that would reflect a negative impression onto the interviewer, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, when I won't say language should be a barrier for any of the student, but at least like whatsoever language it is being used in the interview, it should be like very clear. If I'm asking something in English, so the mode of communication, what I'm starting is that is English, right? And so the student also or the interviewee also needs to answer that specific question in English, I would say, right?
Okay, sir. Sir, recently we have placed 35 students in Vedanta,
Great.
and they are from basic science background like physics, chemistry, maths.
All right.
And basically, when students from Marwari college they sit in an interview process, they are very much frightened from inside that they may be very good at their academics, they are very good, scoring very good marks,
All right.
but there is a hesitation in them that they cannot speak the English language properly. So what steps they should take from now onwards as a first year or second year student or a final year student? So how they are going to improve their communication skills,
Okay.
English communication skills?
All right. So I would say if they are fresher, if they are into the first or second semester, or let's say into third or final semester, talking about the English communication or improving that a lot. So you said like students are unable to speak in properly in the interviews. They are like very frightened or they are hesitant enough to unable to give the answers, right? So what I would suggest them is that on a daily basis, if they are not getting that much of environment, that kind of environment wherein they are just able to speak something. So what I would say is that they should at least read 1 or 2 pages of English on a daily basis, right? With a like proper with a proper intonation and I would say with a proper voice, right? So that like what it will help them out, like the throat it will be very clear once they will start reading now. I have seen like many of the students or like candidates when it comes to the interview, so they are not that much prepared enough, right? So when it comes to hesitation part, so when hesitation comes in, when you are not prepared enough. So there is a phrase called practice makes a man perfect, right? So once you are not practicing something on a daily basis, so that would be a kind of irregularity in you. So you just have to be very regular. Whatsoever you are doing when it comes to learning any language, you said about English speaking. So one should be very much confident. One should be very much determined about the learning thing, right? And if a student have that kind of mentality that I don't have to learn, so ultimately he or she won't be able to learn anything. But at the same time, when a student is there, he has a zeal or she has a zeal to learn something new. So ultimately he can learn any of the language, let it be English or anything like that, right? When it comes to understanding or learning about the language, so one should find out that kind of environment. Like for example, if I'm not a like English speaker, right? So I'll have to find an English speaker who is like speaking on a daily basis to whom I can interact on a daily basis, right? So if a candidate or if a student is interacting with someone, let it be like if somebody thinks that no, I can learn this language in one day and I would be able to speak very fluently in a single day or like in a very short span of time. That is like myth. That is the wrong thing, right? So
Basically, what you are telling that they have to be disciplined in
Yes.
life. They should follow a routine,
Yes.
and they should start speaking.
Yes, whatsoever.
First of all, they have to start reading loudly, so it will
Clear their
clear
throat.
their throat.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they should make a group, and each group will ask the.
They can communicate on random
Random questions.
whatsoever they have done. They can just make
When they
chit
come for
chat,
the
yeah.
interview, there is a list of questions like introduce yourself, why you want to join us, where you want to see yourself after 5 years from now.
Absolutely, right.
What are your strengths and weaknesses? Tell me something about your family background.
Absolutely.
All these questions are means they will ask you. If they get a proper reply from you, then they
Absolutely.
start asking them some situational questions.
Absolutely.
Right?
There would be different random questions. as well.
Random questions, and
Absolutely.
the problem is that the students when they are coming now, they are ready with the
Direct questions.
direct questions.
Yeah,
They are not ready to face, or they are not comfortable with the situational questions. How what things they should do, that they should be comfortable enough with situational questions, how they are going to increase the stock of words so that they can play good in that scenario.
See, if I just talk about the situational or random questions, you said about that the students who are coming for the interviews, they are just prepared for the direct question. They are unable to speak something when interviewer is asking about the random question. So what one should do is that when somebody is asking you random questions, so once you have the collection of words in your head, right, you just have to speak. Don't think about whether the grammatically whether it is correct or not. Just speak in a like very confident way, so that like even though if you are grammatically incorrect, so it will be perceived as that you are saying something correct, right? So when it comes to situational questions or random questions, so one should do this thing. At the same time, uh, what could be the relevant questions if if I'm just coming down for the interview for the profile of HR, for example, right? So what could be the different questions interviewer can ask, right? So they will have to prepare one questionnaire. What could be the negative questions it can be asked? What could be the positive questions it can be asked? What are the situational questions it can be asked? What are the situations it can be when they could be in a company or in a corporate or in a workplace? What could be the scenarios, right? They will just have to relate themselves, right? So until and unless they are not able to relate something, if some conflict resolution cases are there, right? If a question is there, like take for example, I have hired you, you have been hired, you have been shortlisted for this position, but at the same time, you are a new joiner, and there are 5 more old colleagues who have been working in the organization for a long time. Now, out of five, of the the colleagues whom you're just going to meet, 3 of them they are not liking you, right? So there can be one conflict in the coming future or in the going forward, right? So how you will manage that kind of conflict? What would be the spark for you? First point of contact,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So they will
For
have
such things, they have to be fluent enough, and they should
Yes.
have
That kind
enough
of mindset, yeah.
that kind of mindset and enough stock of words. The
Absolutely.
stock of words will increase once you start reading novels and newspapers in English loudly also, so that your throat becomes clear. So I
Absolutely.
think we have already discussed today the basic things that is
Yeah.
required, and
Absolutely.
I request all students, because he has given his very much precious time. So I
Thank you,
request
sir.
students to share this link once you are through the video in your status and in different groups, so that actual help that is not available in the internet to be served to the needy ones, so that they can understand what is the scenario, what should they concentrate, and how they are going to improve their skills. Thank you once again, sir. A final touch of words from your side before leaving.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I would say, students, is that like prepare well when you are coming to the interview. Just prepare well. What kind of interviews that? Don't think about that. Just be very much confident when you are speaking something. When you are speaking something, just be very much confident about that. Prepare a set of questionnaires. What can be, it can be, right? Speak on a daily basis. If you are speaking a wrong English, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to speak, right? You won't be able to learn in the future. So speak whatsoever I would say. If you are speaking the wrong English also, that can work, but at the same time it should be on your face that how much confident and how much enthusiastic you are to learn something new. At the same time, it should also not be like that you are reading only. You just have to collect those words which you can use in the daily life. Okay. And at the same time you can just speak with your brother or with your sister, if they are able to understand that English, right?
You can also involve your friends also. He can take or she can take your interview on a regular basis and give you marks out of 10.
Absolutely.
Suppose your good friend are giving you 10 out of 10, then you go to some friends who are jealous of you, and then check your real potential. If they are also start giving you, then go to your enemies also. then they
Absolutely.
will give you, if they are also giving you marks, that means that you have gained the 100% confidence over speaking English in a good way. Right, sir?
Absolutely, sir. You should start, using small sentences, small phrases, small sentences in chit chat, small talks, right? With your friends, with your, you know, with your classmates. Or the best thing is that you can just, dial a customer care number and you can just select English in that. So in that you can just check like how the person next to you is speaking, and you can just say anything that I'm just seeking help in this kind of scenarios. How can you support me in that? So when it comes to the conversation partner, so I would say once you're conversating with the random or stranger people, so that will help you more into getting in touch, or getting you more polished when it comes to making a conversation, or making an interaction with the new people. Yeah, thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and share this video, like and share in different platforms as well. If you are using Instagram, if you are using Facebook, you should share the link there also. Thanks once again.